Hello, kia ora, I'm Philip Duncan and thank you for joining us for our Tuesday weather update recorded on March the 5th. We're forecasting high pressure to finally roll back into the New Zealand area, but we're not yet done with the Southern Ocean. A couple of cold fronts on the way, and up in the tropics we're keeping an eye on a low that is going to form this weekend and might come down to New Zealand just over a week from now. It is not locked in, but we're going to show you what the computer modelling is saying. But look at this big southerly flow up and across New Zealand at the moment. Now it's more of a northwest to westerly flow for the North Island, but certainly a southerly coming in for the South Island. Now the southerly is split into two different airflows. It looks a little hard to see it. It appears to just be one, but actually if you look closely on the right-hand side, this is coming out from near Antarctica and is coming up towards the southeastern corner of the South Island. But you only have to go a little bit further across and that airflow actually is coming out and around this high from Australia. So one is slightly warmer, the other one is colder, and the coldest one, it is moving away out to our east. Let's have a look at that high I just mentioned. This is it at the moment, parked out over towards the eastern side of Australia for this evening. But for the next 48 hours, it pushes away that stormy system and rolls into the North Island of New Zealand with a fair bit of cloud with it as well as we go into Thursday evening. But here is another cold front coming in behind it. Not a huge one, but just comes back into the lower South Island, and then as it moves up the country overnight Thursday, it will weaken and fall apart. Now we've got a few showers lingering behind this storm system, mostly around the North Island and a couple down around Southland just for the next day or so. So not very much in the way of heavy rain, between 1 and maybe 10 millimetres in the yellow dots, not much in the way of that. Then you get that next burst of rain on Thursday night, which is mostly in the southwestern corner for Southland and Fiordland and Southwestland. You'll get that next cold front coming through on Thursday afternoon and evening. We've got some frost around tonight. This is for the South Island's interior mostly. That's where you get down to that 0 degree mark or below. And don't forget, you can set up your own frost alerts using our new app. You can set the temperature for whichever works best for you in your part of New Zealand. Let's get into the forecast now for Wednesday, and there is that high that is tracking in towards the North Island. So a southerly flow really comes in before it. A few showers in the east and one or two maybe coming up to the north. Otherwise, it is settled. On Thursday, still pretty settled, especially around the North Island. A couple of showers might still be caught up in that western side, not very much though. Here's the next cold front, the one we just talked about, coming into the lower South Island. And as it does so, it squeezes up the westerly winds. So temperatures actually start to go back up for you on Thursday. Now into Friday, that weak front, this is the leftovers of it. It's very hard to see. And even if you zoomed in, it makes very little difference. Just a few little showers coming through, bit of cloud caught up in that southerly as we go through Friday. So maybe a little cooler in some areas, but nothing much. And that next big high is tracking in towards us. So by Saturday, it's pretty settled around New Zealand. There's a slight southerly flow because we're not quite under that high. So maybe a couple of showers might linger around the place and slightly cooler, but not cold and not warm, or not cold, not hot is what I meant to say. Should be pleasant in some areas if you're in that sort of sheltered area and the sun's coming out. But now we're starting to look at this low up here in the tropics. So as we go to our final map here on Sunday, that high firmly in charge of the country might be a couple of little isolated showers with that easterly flow. That easterly flow is going to be pretty strong moving into Australia, especially Queensland and Norfolk Island, caught up in the middle of it, strong even to gale force at times. Now this low is slowly deepening, worth keeping an eye on. If you're interested to see where it's going to go next week, please watch our Pacific update, which is out today, covering the entire Pacific region. We're going to be tracking this low very closely as it drops down towards New Zealand. It is not locked in, but the computer modelling is certainly suggesting it could come our way. What would stop it would be high pressure like this, not moving away from New Zealand. But if this high moves away and the next one doesn't move in fast enough, it allows a low like that to drop towards us. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that. And like I say, more details in our Pacific Islands update out today. That's all from me for now though. We will see you again on Thursday. We have no video on Wednesday. Back again on Thursday. We'll see you then. Stay warm tonight.